Hello, world. Well, Turtle Boy's got some court this morning, and I have vowed to keep my eye on this because I'm very concerned about the FBI involvement and Josh Levy sticking his dirty little nose into this case. The Karen Reed case, I mean. And therefore, I find it my responsibility to make sure that Turtle Boy is also brought to justice. And if there's a hint of impropriety, bet your ass I am not going to shut up about it. So, as much as she makes me want to cringe, I always have to keep my eye on this one, too. And quite frankly, the other option isn't a great one, so neither. It's like the better of the two evils, I guess, we're kind of at right here. So let's see what this one has to say today. I'm sure it'll be just really insightful wisdom that she will be bringing to the table, as always. You know, she's so bright and very ethical. Whoops.
Do it anyway. I'll put it on full speed.
Although I know that my quality sucks, and I always try. I hate listening to shit normal speed, but I'm hoping this is okay.
There's that. I think. Hey, Auntie Mama. Thank you for the early morning super sticker. So I'm gonna dump my iced coffee all over the floor, and that'll be a good start. Billy Tibbetts is a hockey player, or he was a hockey player. I think he was in jail. He's a bartender. Thank you so much for becoming a member. But here's what I found out about Phelps by listening to that podcast. Is that, no, I'm good. I have it. Thank you, though. What's up? I'm just waiting for the host to start the meeting. See? Waiting for host to start the meeting. What I found out about Phelps is that, what he said, what had happened was, his sister-in-law was murdered when she was 5 months pregnant, and then his brother died, and then he adopted his brother's 2 kids. So right away, he's coming from the position of someone exactly like John O'Keefe. And look, we all bring our personal biases into things, right? But how can he not sympathize with the O'Keefe family?
Well, Melanie, M.W. Phelps is a victim's advocate. He is very clear about that. He is upfront and honest about that going into every single podcast that he does, which is why he does what he does. And I would be very curious as to what your take on that is, since you purport yourself to be a victim's right advocate, right? Yet you sit and bully and demean and completely misrepresent facts against victims. It's quite the contrarian viewpoint, I imagine, for you. You and all your infinite wisdom and your compassion and your victim's advocacy, right?
Like, from that perspective, and so that gave me a whole different perspective. And he brought it up in 2 different episodes of that podcast.
King Eli, I'm watching, it's going to be the Turtle Boy court case. And I despise this woman, so I like to bash her. I like to call her out on her shit, because I'm hoping that she goes to prison. Because she is a criminal, and she belongs in prison. The cap, yeah, I know. You know, JI5, I saw, where was it? Somebody had posted a picture of her at the prom party that they that they had last weekend. And I don't know, I mean, this whole filter crap that people can do on their phones now, you just don't know. So the picture that they had posted was a very, very wrinkly woman. Looks very different than the vision that we get on her podcast. So people always say in person she looks very different because she has these beauty filters on. But then I have to think, I don't know anything about any of this crap because I don't care to. I don't bother myself with that kind of shit. But so I think I have to be fair and think, well, they probably have filters that can also, if they have filters that can make you look younger, I'm sure they have filters or apps that you can do to make you look older. So I have to question that picture too, the one that was posted that made her look older. So I don't know, but it was quite the difference in appearance. Have you seen her in person? Or do you know what she looks like in person? That is her in real life. You've seen her with Turtle Boy and Yanetti and Jackson. Is YJ Yanetti and Jackson? So not altered. That is her in real life. Oh, but I don't know if that's where I found it. I think it was on, where did I see that? It was a picture of her. It might have been her in Turtle Boy, actually. But I didn't see it on Turtle Boys because I haven't been watching Turtle Boy lately. It's too much for me now. I have to keep away from it for my own mental health. But yeah, so it's quite the difference. And it makes me wonder, like, why? Why do you do that? I mean, you're showing yourself. It's the same kind of idea that I always had. This is a weird, totally off-topic thing, but I wonder why women do shit like that. I mean, I'm a tomboy, so I'm just so not into that shit anyways, but, and kind of a hippie, so I just, like, long hair, shower and go. I've never been one to, like, blow dry and stuff, but it just makes me wonder, like, women that would, do all sorts of weird crap underneath their clothes, like, push up, like, padded bras and weird little things under their clothes to make their body look a certain way. And then it's like, well, I'm very confused by that, because if you do get in a romantic position with somebody and they see that, to me, that would be quite embarrassing, and it would completely defeat the purpose of doing it in the first place, because I would rather somebody get in a romantic situation with me for the authentic me and not some fake portrayal of what I wish that I looked like or something like that. So I don't know, it's very odd. It's always been a thing that I just don't understand, but that's just me.
Yeah, right, Stephanie. I was taking notes too. I got tons of notes. And all of a sudden, it was like after episode 3. I got up to episode 3, and it was like fairly neutral, fairly both-sided, and then it took a sharp right turn. And it's insane. I mean, it's like almost like listening to the National Enquirer on tape. It's so salacious. It's just, there's nothing really.
Really, you think Phelps's podcast is salacious and is something like the National Enquirer, but this fucked up conspiracy theory that y'all cook up, that's not salacious and totally believable and completely just straight-lined? Not salacious at all. Something that you would expect to read in the New York Post. Very reputable, fact-driven coverage of the case. Really? That's interesting. That's interesting. Your perception of reality, I would like to have some of whatever it is that you take, because I don't think that I could quite understand that position.
If I didn't know anything about this case, I would be listening to this podcast and going like, who are these people? Who are these people? Like Jerry Seinfeld used to say, who are these people?
Oh, JI5, it's going to be on here. That's why I have her on. Should I fast forward it and we can watch it and then I can rewind and rip on her? Are you still here? Let me know.
Who are these people? Why are you talking to all of these people? Who have nothing to do with this case. Who are all peripherally involved somehow with very tenuous connections to the case. It's very, very odd.
My puppies are playing. So I thought that all the people that he's, I don't know. I thought they were all conspirators, Melanie. Weren't they all in on the joke, all these people?
He's kind of like not really talking to anybody with any percipient knowledge. The only people he's talking to are people who are friends with Jennifer McCabe. It's weird. It's just weird.
He's talking to plenty of people. I mean, isn't he talking to Turtle Boy? Isn't that who Turtle Boy's getting 40% of this thing. So I'm pretty sure that Turtle Boy, is having a lot of input, and he's talking to quite a few people on your side, I think. I think it's pretty even, Melanie. I think your perception, once again, is quite skewed. Spirit, you want to show us your pretty face? How pretty are you? Are you a cutie boy? Yes, you are. You're such a cutie boy. Yes. We always have to have the light. The puppies to bring us light, right? Hey, what are you doing? No. Leave it. Leave it.
Right, exactly. He can feel free to accuse, but he's assuming Karen's guilty. Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's just not listening to like the evidence or following the evidence, or did he even really do any of his own investigation? Is what I want to know. Or is he taking off?
Wow, Melanie, you are so detached from reality. So maybe you should actually research who he is and what he does, because that's what he does. He researches criminal cases, and he digs into the court documents, and he flushes out the facts to find the truth of what happened. And he's a victim's rights advocate. Or victim's advocate, I should say. Victim's advocate. Okay, so yeah. He even tells us that he had pretty much all of the shit. He didn't really need any information from Turtle Boy. The whole reason, let me explain this to you, since you're clearly not understanding how this is working. So he could have done this podcast without Turtle Boy, and it still would have been good. But see, the thing is that Turtle Boy and all y'all that are involved in this criminal RICO activity, and just in case the FBI hears me, Josh Levy, Alan Jackson, David Yanetti, Melanie Little, Mike Crawford, Brian with the LTL podcast, obviously Turtle Boy, he's been indicted, obviously Karen Reed, I think her indictment's coming down, Sean McDonaugh, Brandy Churchwell, who else? Gosh, there's so many of you. Broken Baker, he's in a different country, Aussie Insider, Miss Shorty, The Glarer. I mean, there's so many of you. LVCops now are in on it. I mean, you're just everybody that can make a buck to victimize and re-traumatize victims for years on end just to make a buck. Apparently there's a lot of y'all in this world. It's pretty disgusting. And hopefully I don't ever come into contact with you in real life, because that would be, I would not like to be around your energy at all. But so how this works, Melanie, is that because y'all have made this huge conspiracy of nonsense and have tried to completely corrupt the justice system in which you took an oath to uphold and seek truth, right? So you're bastardizing that system. And this is the first time that I'm aware of in American history that it's happened in real time. The only other time that I know of that happened in real time was with Amanda Knox, but she was being tried in Italy while her PR campaign was happening in America, since her family's from America, and they were very much like the Reed family in that appearance is everything, and we can't, reputation is the thing that Karen really is the most upset about losing. Her reputation. That's her biggest loss in all of this. Her reputation. Not John. Not John's children. Not her relationships. No. Her reputation. Because she's a selfish bitch. So, yeah. So anyway, Phelps wanted to understand what the hell was going on. That was what drew him into this case. It makes it unique from any other criminal case that he has ever covered. And hopefully, this is the only time that this shit will happen. Because now America is going to be aware. People are starting to come out of their fog and realize that y'all have bamboozled them. And there's very few people that still actually believe what it is that you're selling, which is a huge problem, because you forget that jurors are real people that actually have brains, that listen to evidence and think about reality. And so therefore, they're not gonna, buy all the shit that you and Reed's attorneys say just because you're saying it. Because, first of all, they're defense attorneys. It's their job to create chaos and make them look the other way. In Jackson's words of gaslighting. Gaslighting 101, Jackson. You're so transparent, all of y'all. So Phelps wanted to understand it through Turtle Boy's eyes, because he is the one that is at the helm of this, right? I mean, he's the bastard cult leader at the helm, running this ship with all y'all, giving y'all your talking points, giving y'all the messages. I don't know. I mean, Kevin thinks the Roccos honestly believe in Karen's innocence still. So I don't know. I mean, they don't come across as stupid people to me. So I don't know if that's true, if they're really just bamboozling Kevin. But, they don't have a presence online. So, well, not really. I mean, I guess they do on Facebook. They just don't do YouTube. So I guess I don't know. Because I don't have any of that crap. Because I don't want it. Because it's toxic. Just like this. So I don't know what the deal is there. I don't know if the Roccos are giving you your talking points, or if you're still getting them through Turtle Boy and the Glare and, all that shit. Because it's coming directly from Karen. Or does Karen talk to y'all just directly? I don't know. But anyway, I think it's quite interesting how it all played out. Because Turtle Boy just wanted to take his money and run and didn't want to help Phelps. And was just a total dick about giving him the information that he needed to do what he needed to do. But he already had it. He just wanted to know if Turtle Boy was going to give him facts based on what he actually had in his possession, meaning Phelps, who he had the court documents, so those are the actual facts. So Phelps wanted to know if he was twisting it to him. He wanted to know because he had the facts in front of him. So he wanted to see how Turtle Boy presented it. And it is my humble opinion that Phelps knew exactly what he was doing. And I say fucking kudos to him. Because he did exactly to Aiden what Aiden did to all of y'all. And respect, Phelps. Kevin doesn't think so. Kevin thinks he was buying it. I don't know. He was intrigued by it, but I don't think he bought it for very long. But yeah, he's going to tell that side of the story because it's interesting. That's the salacious side of the story. Though, it's going to get pretty salacious on this side of the tracks if the truth comes out, the whole truth, with the state's attorney being involved in this actual conspiracy. Say my name, say my name. I can't see what your name is. AM something? I'm doing this on my phone, so it's super tiny writing. AMG. And a bunch of numbers. What up?
All of his information from these people that he was speaking to. And did he even watch the trial? Like, I'm confused about that. Did he even watch the trial?
Did you?
Does anybody know?
Did you? Yes, he did.
I don't want to talk too much about it because I have a show planned on it. But that's where I was kind of going with that. Is that it didn't come from a place of neutrality. It didn't come from a place of really wanting to know what really happened. It didn't come from a place of wanting to know whether or not there was even a car accident involved in the death or murder of Officer John O'Keefe. It's just gossipy, right?
What is it that you do, Melanie?
It's really weird. Yeah, Jen's friends, brothers, girlfriends, cousins, school teacher. Like, what the duck? He didn't watch the trial? Did he?
Yes, he did watch the trial. And he has all the court documents, Melanie.
Since he says, I think it's absolutely true that he couldn't get a hold of all the stuff he needed because Turtle Boy didn't just lay it in his lap. He went off kilter and targeted Turtle Boy. Just watch
Oh my God, that's the party line, isn't it? Anybody that doesn't buy the conspiracy doesn't buy it because they hate Turtle Boy. Because Turtle Boy is a vile human being, that's an easy sell, right? But mature adults don't make decisions based on their feelings about other people. Okay? That has nothing to do with the trial in this murder case. Nothing. So, I just don't understand how... I mean, you're like 50, Melanie? Like, come the fuck on. When are you going to grow up? Do you have children and grandchildren that are probably very disappointed in you based on your actions that you've taken in the last couple of years that you've been following this? Because I would be very, very disappointed in you if you were a family member of mine. Yes, he watched the trial, and he has all the court documents, which he reads, which he does for every case that he covers. And why don't you take a look at where he ranks now in the podcasts, in the Apple whatever, because he went up a few notches.
There was one point in there where he said that he gave Aiden a hard drive and wanted him to upload everything that he had on this case onto this hard drive. I'm sorry, are you kidding me? Like, yeah, why don't I just give you all of my journalistic investigative work?
Are you stupid? You've signed a contract with him to do a podcast about the very topic that he's asking for all the information. Yeah, why don't I just give you all my investigative journalism? I mean, what the duck, Melanie? Isn't that what they signed up for? You're missing the point. Maybe I shouldn't spell it out for you if you're really this fucking stupid. He had the information. He wanted to know what the tilt was, what Turtle Boy was reporting versus what the actual facts in evidence are. He didn't need Turtle Boy to do the podcast. He wanted Turtle Boy and his information with his spin on it, which, quite frankly, in my book, he's a fucking hero, because this podcast reaches millions of people. And my best guess is it's going to help America understand innocence fraud and what it looks like, so that no other victims and their families and friends have to endure what this whole entire fucking community has endured.
So you don't have to do anything. It was really...
Oh my God. Yeah, he doesn't do anything. You have any idea how much work it is to produce a podcast?
Really, really weird. Mm-hmm.
Not like the YouTube kind of version, like a professional podcast in the way that he did, with actual facts and actual hundreds of hours of actual interviews with actual people.
I can't speak to that, Heather, because I don't have any information on that or any inside knowledge, but I'll tell you, the vibe that it gave me was just like, and who are all these people who just wanted to talk to him, that are friends with the Alberts McCabe, because some of them said some things about them that's going to be very, very helpful to the defense.
Oh, good.
It did 100 hours of recorded interviews. When's anybody going to ask for those interviews and those outtakes? It's a lot of material there, and we know that Massachusetts doesn't recognize any sort of reporter privilege, so there's that.
You think that's going to help the defense? That's going to indict your little bitch girlfriend Karen and Turtle Boy again.
You make a coherent point, says nothing about the case and didn't even know Karen, not John Smith. He says he's...
And hopefully all your asses, too.
I don't want anybody doxing anybody here. Hell no. Don't do it. You will be deleted. We know my mods are great with the delete button. Block Island.
And Nash.
Falling prey to that.
You do realize that Karen and John dated during COVID. So, not very many people met Karen because everybody was housed in their houses, scared to be in the world. It's a pretty important little fact there. So, a lot of people didn't know Karen.
And I'm not covering that Hana Kobayashi story. Sorry, guys, just not doing it. Getting into the weeds on that one. Some of these cases get too ugly too quickly, and we're getting dragged enough for covering Karen Reed, so I'm not going to do it.
Well, hopefully you'll go to prison, too.
Bridget says if you're too lazy to watch the trial or you're not interested, you shouldn't have an opinion. Yes, Brandy did an amazing podcast. Exactly. Like, that's the kind of podcast that people should be listening to.
Yeah, Brandy, who toes your little company line, right? Who lies and sells Turtle Boy's information. But, she says that it's not Turtle Boy's information because she doesn't even really know Turtle Boy. She just interviewed him not that long ago, so I think that was when they first met. But, I have to keep reminding everybody that it doesn't matter if you like Turtle Boy, don't like Turtle Boy, listen to Turtle Boy. It doesn't matter, because every piece of information that came out before the trial, which was a year and a half of information, came directly from Karen Reed to an intermediary and then just to Turtle Boy or Karen Reed's attorneys. And yeah, they talked directly to Turtle Boy and then went into the courtroom and lied to the judge. And so I'm so glad that you think that Phelps is going to help the defense. Because you know what it's going to help the defense do? It's going to help get them indicted. The attorneys, Karen Reed, more Turtle Boy indictments, and hopefully all y'all's asses. Hopefully he got enough information on all you sick fucks that are selling this shit and victimizing John's family and friends and that whole community, and quite frankly, anybody in the country and beyond that has been gripped by this. You want to know why? Because it fucking rips our hearts out to watch adults treat other adults, especially victims, the way that y'all have treated them. It's disgusting, it's vile, it's reprehensible, and it's illegal. And making money off of it, that's fucking rich.
She does her homework, and she makes her charts, and she does all of the research. She doesn't go talking to people who are peripherally involved, maybe, somehow, knew somebody, or has known people for 10 years who's watching Matt McCabe make coffee for the garbage man.
Yeah, you wouldn't understand.
Running around making coffee for the garbage man.
You wouldn't understand that, would you? No, a kind gesture to another human being. You know, it says a lot because you might want to listen to what my reaction was. It's so interesting. The last time that I was talking about you on here, I was saying, I was literally talking about that part of the podcast and what kind of people those, the McCabes are. Jen and Matt. And one of the gals was over there having coffee with Jen and watching Matt run around the kitchen and asking Jen why, and Jen told her that. He wanted to go, he does this every week. He makes coffee for the trash man and goes and chit-chats with him. 'Cause that's what human beings do. Good humans. Just show gratitude and grace to other human beings, and we just want to spread love and light in the world. You wouldn't understand that, would you? You vampire.
And I mean, going outside and having coffee with the garbage man once a week for 15 minutes. What kind of garbage? Do you guys have private sanitation in Canton? You private sanitation, or is it paid for, like, through your taxes? I've lived in both kinds of places where you have private sanitation, and you pay, like, quarterly. And when you pay quarterly, you put your refrigerator out there, and they will take anything. They will take anything. But the private, the public sanitation, not so much. But who's got 15 minutes to sit and have coffee outside with Matt McCabe? It's bizarre. Tell me what you think. If you've listened to it, no garbage man. It's done.
Wow.
There's 3 guys who come by on my truck, and they're like zip zap. They're like bing bang go. They're like in and out.
Yeah, nobody wants to talk to you, Melanie.
Kind of odd. And that woman who gave that interview has kind of disappeared off of Twitter. She said some things that were like, I don't know if Jennifer McCabe's gonna be too happy about that. And imagine what wound up on the cutting room floor.
I don't think she said anything that Jen McCabe would be upset about. I think she rocked it.
Yeah, because they're so quick. I know, I can hear the truck coming in the garbage day, and then I run downstairs and run the garbage cans out.
I'd be curious what you think was so bad, though.
The insider in the house. Good morning, darling. Our garbage are so fast. I know you didn't have anything yet. Shocking horror. Thanks for the fight.
Okay, I want to see if Turtle Boy's court is happening.
Cabinet of everyone, which in the middle says Windows. In this case, I came into this case on 10/19, Your Honor, and I immediately sent an email to Special ADA Bella saying that basically, hold on a second here, these phones have all sorts of privileged materials in them. And so I didn't have an exact clear picture of what was in them at that point. But I knew
there was no assertion of attorney-client privilege.
Yes, and other privileges too, Your Honor.
No, there was no assertion of attorney-client privilege in October, right?
Initially, I said there was privileged material, knowing that there was source material, journalist source material. The most important thing that I was concerned about right when I came into the case, Your Honor, which was that these phones had source material given to Mr. Carney from...
Turtle Boy's attorney is not very sharp, is he? He really struggles.
Confidential sources, some of which were law enforcement people, about the very same investigators that had seized the phones. So that was the primary concern, right?
But preventive medicine doesn't deal with that, right? Preventive medicine.
I think he maybe is trying to remember all of his lies. That might be his problem. Because he knows he's fucking straight lying.
These phones had source material given to Mr. Carney from confidential sources, some of which were law enforcement people, about...
I wonder what his... why he's representing Turtle Boy, because if he has any kind of professional reputation, it's going to be shot. And I can't imagine that Turtle Boy's going to actually pay him, because his ass is going to end up in prison and he's not going to have any money left because everybody's going to sue his ass. So I find that all very odd. I don't know. Maybe he's getting a lot of money up front, but still, I don't know. I guess defense attorneys are sleazy. They can do whatever the fuck they want, but I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know how you can fucking sleep at night.
The very same investigator that had seized the phones. So that was the primary concern, right?
Preventive medicine doesn't deal with that, right? Preventive medicine deals with the attorney-client privilege. But in your initial disclosures or your initial representations, you were not representing that there was attorney-client privilege material on the phone.
Right, not on the first day or two when I got the case. I didn't know that yet.
Okay.
But I did say, hold on, there's privileged materials in these phones. And I wasn't certain exactly everything that was. And my first concern was the source material. And there is a protocol in the court. I'll give the court the citation. I don't have it right off the top of my head here. It's in my papers, but I'll give you the citation that a court needs to do a preliminary determination when there's journalist source material raised. And I properly raised it. And I said that you know,
this was prior or it was before or after the issuance of the search warrant?
it was after the search warrant.
After issuance of the search warrant. So a judge had previously authorized the seizure and search of the phones, right?
It's a little more complicated.
The thing I didn't have is the search warrant affidavit, the search warrant and the affidavit in my review of the papers. Maybe it's in here somewhere in some previous filing, but it wasn't attached to any of the papers that I saw. So I need to get that.
All right. A couple of dates. 10/6 is when Judge O'Shea issued the warrant. 10/11 was when they were executed, and 10/13 was the date they were searched and extracted. And we didn't know that specifically until counsel gave us the Celebrate reports, which showed that Trooper Garino searched the phones on 10/13. I have those, and I'm going to proffer those up as an exhibit.
This is Bradle speaking.
So the first exhibit I'd offer is my first email to ADA Mello.
All right, do you have a pile of these exhibits? Just give them to me.
I do, sir.
Give me the 10 exhibits that you want to introduce.
Judge Prep.
I don't even.
That's cranky.
You got 10 exhibits? How many exhibits you got?
It depends how you want to do them, if you want to do.
Are these in order?
Somewhat, Your Honor. There's emails and there's time.
So, let me just see if there's any objection from prosecution to any of these. Okay, so just for the record, we have an email from Tim Bradle, subject Kearney, date October 19 at 3:57 p.m. We have Commonwealth representations regarding searching phones, a single-page document. We have application for search warrant,
What are you guys
single-page
doing?
document which has certain highlights
You
on
guys
it.
being crazy?
We have a,
Are you being crazy?
a screen share or a, what do you call this?
A screenshot.
Screenshot, thank you.
It's my opinion that the judge is finally fucking handling them the way that he should, because they've gotten away with so much bullshit. I hope all these attorneys get fucking indicted. They're breaking laws. They're misrepresenting. They're lying. There's no way to sugarcoat it. False facts, as the true crime community likes to say. False facts. No, it's called lies. False facts. There's no such thing. That's an oxymoron.
Which in the middle says Windows cannot open the folder.
That may not be, that may not come up, Your Honor.
Then I'm sorry?
That may not come up, Your Honor. It's
All
a,
right, then we have a progress report of an extraction from Trooper Marino. We have two of them, actually.
those are 10/13, Your Honor.
All right, then we have a copy of, looks like the same email from Tim Bradle. You don't want to...
And just out of curiosity, why is Melanie always fucking with her ear thing? Does she literally have somebody in her ear like she would if she were on the stage giving her lines? Because she fucks with that thing like it makes her feel really important or something. Like, if it's just an earbud, get one that fucking fits. You shouldn't have to be adjusting it every 5 seconds. Or, legitimately, it's a legitimate question. Are you conference calling with all your other fucking co-conspirators of this criminal fucking organization that you're a part of? Because that's a very viable option in my mind. Maybe something you want to look into, feds.
A duplicate copyright. All right, that's a duplicate. Then we have...
Whoops.
We'll mark these, we'll mark these.
Back and forth about, protocol's refusal to.
This is April 27th?
I have, it's a packet that begins with October 19th, and the last page is a December 20th, email.
I see, okay.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll mark these, we'll mark these in the order I just identified them, okay, as one. Looks like 1 through